I'm extremely honored and extremely grateful for having the opportunity to speak to you guys this evening. The things that I'm going to touch tonight is I'm going to talk about our core values of our football team. I'm going to share with you some of our team goals. I'm going to discuss all the great things that we're trying to do from a culture end here at BGSU. And then I'm going to go through some characteristics of some great players that I've coached and the common theme of how they live their lives. But it's amazing in our game, all right? 75% of what I'm going to talk about this evening has to do with completely life, all right? The great game that we play, 75% of our training is actually the everyday life things that we learned whenever we were in elementary school all the way through high school. When we go to church on Sunday, you're receiving some of the life lessons that we're trying to establish on a daily basis in our football office. So this is what I've been doing for the past 4 months. It's been an absolute whirlwind. I think I've been living on roughly 4 hours of sleep since December 1st. But what happened over these last 4 months for me from a professional end is I had to hire a staff, and that's a complicated deal in 3 weeks to do, and we were able to hire a lot of the guys that have mentored me in this game. We've had over 275 years of Power 5 experience. We've got Super Bowl rings. We've got national championship rings. We've got all kinds of Big Ten championships, SEC championship. We've got guys that are super, super coaches. And not only are they great coaches, but they're great men. We had to put together a recruiting class in 3 weeks. That's not easy. Most of the time when you're trying to put together a recruiting class, that's normally a 1.5-year process. We revamped our recruiting department completely. I've evaluated over 350 2020 juniors trying to bring them here to Bowling Green. Developed a strength program, developed a breakfast program, a training table program, built relationships with people in the community, studied a bunch of NFL and college tape, started our life lessons Wednesdays, believe it or not. This is awesome. Every Wednesday our players get together and we bring people in from all over. It started obviously with a faith-based start. It was unbelievable. Then we moved to the NFL was there talking to our players about all the life lessons of our game. We bring in financial people to teach our kids how to balance a checkbook. We bring in people in the community to talk about sexual assault. Everything that we're trying to do with these men, we're trying to teach them, all right, on a daily basis, but we have a specific hour on Wednesday that all our players get together and we try to teach them the great game of life along with our great sport. Give Back Fridays, what an awesome deal that we just established. We're trying to take our football players every Friday into the community and giving back, all right? Giving back to our community. It's been a super success. We started spring football, which has been fun. I moved my family here, which was awesome. We got 3 kids. My beautiful wife, which is a Bowling Green grad, she did her undergrad here and she did her master's here. We moved a dog. And of course, we got the hamster here some way. So we've been super busy to say the least, but amongst all this chaos that's been going on for these last 4 months, this is what I found out about our community, and this is what I found out about our school here at Bowling Green, is that there is a tremendous love and a tremendous passion for our community and for our school. And there's not too many places like that. I had other opportunities in this conference to go be the head coach, and I came here because my wife said this community is all based upon love. They want to be great, and obviously with my wife having ties here, that was an easy decision to come here. They've had tremendous pride. They've had tremendous pride here. It's a place that just doesn't want to be 6-6. It's a place that wants to win championships. And the one thing that we have here, besides the great people, is we have tradition here. And that's hard to come by. It's hard to go to places that don't have the tradition to win. So we've got great people, we've got tremendous pride. The other thing I found, which I knew growing up in the state of Ohio, is the Midwest is different in my opinion. They've got great people, they've got great manners, they still say please, they still say thank you, they open doors for people. And I wanted to make sure that I gave my kids the opportunity to grow up the way that I did in Ohio. What I found also is this: I've reached out to tons of people in the community, I've reached out to tons of people on our university, and they all want to help. Another great quality of a Midwesterner is they're extremely helpful. The other thing that I've learned is they want to win. They all want to win, and that is so cool. Just like I said, it's great when we have tradition here, and 6-6 isn't good enough, and having the opportunity to place that one win championship, that's great. I'm really close with Urban. I worked with Coach Meyer. He started his career here. Dave Clausen is another coach that's a colleague of mine that coached here. And this is what they said, which was awesome. They said, you're going to fall in love with the community. You're going to fall in love with the people. You're going to fall in love with the faculty, and you're going to love the student body. And so far, as my short time here, I have done that. It's a wonderful place, and I'm honored to be here, and I'm ecstatic to be here. I went down to Columbus, Ohio to see Urban, and this is when I knew that retirement was right up his alley. We're wired a little bit different. I'm a type A, to say the least, 1,000 miles an hour, and so is he. And I'm bouncing ideas off of him left and right. I'm talking about this and talking about that, and I see him in his chair, and I'm like, what's going on? And he looks at me and he goes, would you just please settle down? And I'm like, settle down? You gotta be kidding me. I work for you. I know what you're all about. And he goes, you're undefeated. Relax. We're undefeated right now, so I can relax. But in all seriousness, I'm super honored to be here. This has been the last 23 years of my life professionally. I've got to coach quarterbacks for 13 years of my life. I started at the University of Michigan where I played. I became a coordinator for the last 9, and this 23rd year will be my first year as a head coach. And I honestly believe this, and I believe this with all my heart. God has a plan for every single one of us. He has a plan. As a freshman, I had big aspirations. I was right there, and all of a sudden my rotator cuff tore right before the Ohio State game warming up. My football career was over. It was over in a blink. But it somehow, some way got me into coaching, and I had no desire to be a coach. I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to take my law degree, go get my business degree, and somehow find my way into the military or be in some type of special forces or what have not. But God got me into the position to be a coach. This is where I thought it was remarkable. Obviously I became the head coach this year. It's my first head coaching job. And for some reason, somehow, for the last 3 years, I got to coach at a Catholic university. I got put at Boston College. All right. The only time that I ever go to Boston is to see Tom. All right. That's the only time. We played there whenever I was a sophomore in college. I go back to watch New England play occasionally. And somehow, some way, I got on the campus of Boston College. And we all know that that's a Jesuit school. And the one thing that was remarkable and really brought me back and reaffirmed my beliefs was, all right, the Jesuit faith and the Jesuit mission is to make sure you serve others. And it really reaffirmed to me is that this life that we live, it's all about helping others. It's all about doing right to others. And I can't tell you how thankful I was to be back on the campus of Boston College. There's a guy named Father Jack. He's the vice president of Boston College, and I called him a couple weeks ago, and I picked up the phone and I talked to him. And this man, over the last 3 years, was so inspirational to me. He made me reaffirm exactly what I grew up upon. And this guy named Father Jack is a rock star. Look him up. He's unbelievable. He's not only the vice president. He's the guy that did our masses every week for our team, and I love this guy. He's really was inspirational to me. And I honestly believe God put myself at Boston College to reaffirm everything that I want to teach young men as the leader here at Bowling Green. I want to share a few things about our program and what we're trying to establish. Number one, we have 4 cornerstones of our program. It's faith, all right? It's faith. Not everyone's Catholic on our football team, but everyone on our team has some type of faith. All right? There's a bigger power out there, and we got to understand that bigger power is guiding us every day. So somehow, some way, we got to have a belief. There's going to be good times. There's going to be bad times, and you always fall back to your training. And what's your training? Your training is your faith. Number 2, Rachel alluded to it. You're always trying to build a program based on trust. All right, based on trust. Number 3, without a doubt, is respect. We're all different. We're not all going to get along, but we got to make sure that on a daily basis that there's tremendous respect in our building. And obviously, number 4 is family. All right, family. Any great business that I've read about, all has faith, all has trust, all has respect, and all has family. So that's the cornerstones of what we're trying to get done. We've got 3 team goals here. They're pretty elaborate here. Three team goals. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I do know this. We're going to have three of them. All right. Our number one goal is to graduate our football players. But guess what? Every single football coach that stands up in front of people or their team says that graduation is the most important thing. Well, here's the deal. Graduation today, all right, is not difficult. There's so much academic support. All right. There's so many people following you. You can graduate. But what we want to do in our football program is we want to teach them all the great life lessons that our game teaches us. Get your degree, put you in your profession, and let you dominate and be the best and maximize the best that you can possibly be at your profession. All right, number two, without a doubt, all right, we want our players to walk out of our program and be better fathers, better husbands, and leaders in the community. This great game that we talk about, all right, it teaches you so much about life, it's ridiculous. And we want to make sure that these life lessons that we learn from our sport, our guys take to the real world. And number three is obviously to win. It's to win. But this is what I can promise you at our place. All right, we're never going to go down the wrong integrity route. We're always going to keep the values that we respect, and we're never going to cheat here. We're never going to do that. That will never occur here. But we will win. We'll do it the right way, and we will win. The things that we're trying to establish with our culture, all right, culture in business, culture in our football office, they're critical, all right, and that's what we're trying to really establish right now with our kids, all right. Obviously, number one is live by the four cornerstones of our program. You got to live by them. Number two, team philosophy. Team philosophy. All right, it's amazing whenever you get 105 guys together, 115 guys together. It's even more awesome when you have 63 pro athletes together, of all buying into the team, and taking their personal goals and putting them on the shelf, taking their ego, putting it in the trash can, and having all those guys all aligned in about one thing, being a team. And that's a challenge. It's probably our biggest challenge day in and day out. Social media has changed that. And since the beginning of time, people are selfish. Since the beginning of time. And what our job is to do is to teach these guys of being unselfish. When you get married, you got to be unselfish on a daily basis, being a male and the leader of that family. Number three, discipline and accountability. Discipline and accountability. It's an everyday deal. Everyday deal in our office. There's no such thing as a successful business. There's no such thing as a undisciplined, unaccountable football team. Number four, leadership. And I'm finally at the point where I can say, in your generation, it's probably your guys' biggest challenge. The young people in this room, all right? The young people. Because of social media, being able to hold someone accountable and directly say something to their face, all right, it's hard. It's hard for our guys. It's amazing. We put our hand on the line. We tell them to run through the line. They see their teammate not run through the line, and they don't say anything. And I'm like, what do we got to do? What do we got to text message each other to hold each other accountable? What's going on here? But I think it is a huge issue of just pure communication. General Schwarzkopf, I was out in California and I listened to him talk about leadership. I'm really big into leadership. Got a lot of friends that are really great leaders in business and in this great game. And he talked about, he gets up and he says, there's the only two things you need to know about leadership. So I fly to California and listen to this guy. He says these two things, and I want to share them with you. Number one, without a doubt, when you have the opportunity to lead, go lead. Pretty smart, right? Pretty smart. I'm like, absolutely. And then number two, do what's right when no one else is watching. It's not. But wow, that is probably one of the finest leadership conferences I've ever been to. He's right. When you get that opportunity, lead. Be a leader. Do right. And then when no one else is in the room, still do right. Makes sense to me. And that's our Catholic faith. And that's any to be successful in anything. That's what you need to be. 100% relentless work ethic. 100%. All right. Number 6, which I think is huge. Clean life on and off the field. A clean life on and off the field. There's only so many things that you can be great at. All right, so we try to tell our guys, all right, listen, it's your faith, it's your family, it's your friends, it's your schoolwork, it's football. You don't have a lot of time to do much more other than that to be great. Right? You read all these great CEOs, these leaders in business, leaders in the church, leaders in the community. They're only good at a few things. But take those things and run with them and try to be the very, very best you can be. We want to be smart. We want to be smart. Life is about being smart, understanding those roads that you can go down, those bad paths that you can go down. You can beat yourself in life by just going down the wrong path. Try to pick the right path. Be smart. Go down the right avenue. If you go down the right avenue, you've got a chance in life. Being mentally tough and handle adversity. Isn't that our Catholic faith right there? Handling things when things are hard. Having faith that God's got a plan for you and you're able to overcome when things get hard. That's been since the beginning of time. We're trying to teach those values to our football team. Technique sound, master your trade. How does that relate to religion? Here's the deal. These guys are given talent. These guys are given talent. And what their job to do is, I don't care what your talent is. If it's playing piano, if it's dominating chemistry, whatever your talent is, take that talent that God gave you and be a master at it. Take all those great things that He's given you and try to be a master of your technique and a master of your trade. And don't waste time with it. There's only so many talents that we're given. If you've got a talent, which we all do, take that talent and run with it and try to be the very, very best that you can possibly be. And last but not least, in a football office, with 115 guys, testosterone everywhere. They're 18 to 22-year-olds. You got to be kidding me. All right, you got coaches that still think they're 18 to 22, all right, which we're not. And love. We talk about love all the time. All right, Google the Patriots and watch Tom Brady tell the guys around him how much he loves them, and vice versa. It's huge. Once you get a group of men and a group together that truly care about each other, that truly love each other, you got a shot. If you got people in there that don't like each other, you have no shot whatsoever. None whatsoever. But I've been very fortunate in my career, very grateful in my career. And people don't get to places where they're at right now without God and other people. So here's my challenge to every single person tonight is go home and call someone that you love and tell them thank you for doing all the great things that they've done for you to get to where you're at right now. Right now, there's certain things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the good Lord for giving me an opportunity to do what I do on a daily basis. I'm thankful for my parents. All right, my parents worked their tail off to get me to where I was at. I'm thankful for my family and kids. My wife sacrifices so much, all right, to let me do my job. And I can't tell you, she's my rock and she's awesome. I'm thankful for my high school teachers, my college teachers, the coaches that coached me, my colleagues that have mentored me. I'm thankful for all the behind-the-scenes people, the janitor, what have you, all the people that do their job to help me, I'm thankful for, and I think that's really important. Everyone's important. Everyone's got a role. Take your talent and run with it, and be thankful and grateful for everything that you have. All right, now I'm going to hit probably some fun stuff here. All right. I have some super friends that I've coached, super players. You know a lot of their names. All right, there's some people that I'm going to mention that you don't know their names. All right, Tom Brady, unbelievable. Love being around him as a teammate of mine, a guy that I coached, super friend of mine. Tim Tebow, rock star. Chad Henne, probably one of the greatest passers in the Big Ten history, him and Drew Brees. Here's some guys that I haven't coached, all right? Or excuse me, that I have coached that you don't know their names. Jeff Castle, Spencer Britton, another quarterback of mine. Jason Kapsner, a quarterback from Minnesota. All these guys, all right, particularly the quarterbacks that I've coached, all right, I love them. They're different. And this is the one thing that I found about all these guys. They're super successful men. And there are some of the qualities that I found that they all have the same common denominator.